Judy, the athlete, and we're here to help you better your best. So let's talk a little bit about pace of play. I just observing throughout the summer, all the tournaments and everything, you know, the best archers are very consistent in their pace, whether it's the pace of one arrow from start to finish,
Right.
or from a series of arrows when they're on the line. They'll shoot 3 arrows at a time or 6 arrows at a time. And that pace, being very consistent, is generally indicative of who's going to do really well in the tournament. The more consistent they are in their pace.
In their pace, and that in their pace is really important too. So if they're in their pace, it is their unique system's timing mechanism. Okay, its efficiency is really how we measure it here, and we can see that. And when they are in that, it will be consistent because it's theirs, right? But then I think what happens is something gets a little off, or and so then that starts varying a little bit. Pace of play is just so critical, I think, and what I see, I think you do as well, is they get slow.
They get
slow and careful
and controlled.
Yeah, all of those things. So I often talk to the golfers, you know, when the ranger comes around, it's like, where have you been? Thank you very much. Could you please get this group moving, because it's way too slow, and that's way too much time for thinking and everything else. And the craziest thing is their performance gets better. As soon as you pick it up a little bit, you know, it's better.
Almost every camp we do, we go through one of the activities we do is to reduce time, reduce time. And you start to see that as you reduce time, they actually get better. They don't spend so much time thinking. They don't spend so much. You get out of that and you get more into your put it in the middle, get it done. More your automated phase, right?
That's correct. That's exactly right. And you let your subconscious perform. So I had a golfer the other day just heading off to Q school, and all this stuff was going on, and we're addressing these pieces. And finally I just said, okay, you got 5 seconds to hit the shot. So from behind, you got 5 seconds, not over the ball. And I started counting 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And he had to get it off before 5. Everything changed. All the tension was gone. The person that walked up to the ball was completely different. The swing was gorgeous. The ball flew time and time again. And all we did was reduce probably about a 8 or 10 second routine to 5 seconds. And it was so much better.
It's an interesting thing you said too, because you said the tension went away.
Yes.
And when I think about what comes with, as soon as you see the archer starting to control, what comes with control is the wrong muscles. The muscles you use get tense, and then you start firing muscles that really don't serve you, and they don't serve the shot. And so it actually gets harder, and it gets longer. And it gets more tiring and less efficient. And so now I need to take time in between. And so you can quickly see how the pace just deteriorates over time. But I guess the big question would be, can you be too fast?
Well, there's a couple, I think, you know, key points that help with keeping your pace, which is your own efficient internal timing clock, okay? And one of them, I think for sure, is you must have time to connect everything, or there's a point of settle before you actually release or swing. There must be a point of settle, connect, when everything can come together. It's very, very quick, but it has to be there, okay? So that one is a must. And then the other one that goes with it is your mind has to be here with what you're doing, because if your mind gets too far ahead of your motion, you're not going to finish it well, right? And it's not going to be good. So I think they get too fast. They often tell me, oh, that was too quick. And I'm thinking, you know, it
was
look
beautiful.
It was beautiful, and it didn't look any different than the last one, but their mind got too far disconnected from it. It's ahead of their motion. So that's the other time. But other than that, I can't think of a way you would get too fast.
I think the settle thing is important, right? Because I see that as in archery, you've got to connect to the target. There's this piece where it's got to be in front of you, and your sight has to be on it. And then there's this kind of settling where you settle into that connection. And as long as it happens within that period of time, and that connection can happen pretty fast.
Oh, fraction of a second.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So to better your best, speed up.